Welcome everybody to the Get Geeked movie trailer review show. We're just gonna review a few, maybe I think three trailers today, and we're just gonna tell you what we like about it and what we don't like. Um, Although before we begin, just a couple reminders. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So if you can, go give us a like and a subscribe on our channel. We do have giveaways once we hit 100 subscribers. And another announcement, or not an announcement, but an opinion before we begin on everything. There's a movie out called Triple Take. It is a action like kung fu style movie, starring Tony Jaa. I mean, if you like kung fu movies, go out there and support it. I want to see more kung fu movies coming out. So yeah, hit your theaters if they have it. I think it's like limited releases. So if your movie theater does have it though, support please. And
Especially Tony Jaa. He's awesome.
oh yeah, if you
If you
guys,
don't know about him,
yeah,
support him.
if you don't know Tony Jaa, look him up. He has a bunch of dope kung fu movies. I mean,
Hmm.
like he's up there. Um, and with that said, um, let's get into our first trailer. This one is not even really a movie. It's a Netflix show, but I mean, I like it so much, and Netflix kind of runs it. I mean, it's like an, you know, 8 episode movie basically, kind of. It's so good that it feels like a movie, just 8 hours long. But the
Hmm.
first one, if you guys can't tell, we're gonna do Stranger Things 3, season 3. Um,
Hmm.
and let's begin with what we liked about the trailer. Um, it it still plays off nostalgia. I mean, they kind of moved from like the old school 80s feel to almost like a 90s feel. Uh, and they're introducing new monsters now also, and it's just dope. I mean, let's just go off of our first initial feelings of what we thought of the trailer when we first saw it. What do you think?
Personally, I really liked it because it gave you that whole aspect of because everything kind of hit the fan season two. I'm glad
Hmm.
they got that refreshing. Everything feels safe, but you know that so much stuff happened in the last season. So I'm glad they got this whole lighthearted starting to the trailer. If you didn't see it, it starts off a little suspenseful, but it gets a little cheery, and then it keeps going. But because it kind of gives me that there was a lot of time spent in the interim of season two to season three. So it gives me a lot of suspense of like, there's enough time for something to really go wrong.
Oh
And
yeah,
I really want to see what's going to happen.
yeah, because like it shows what's his name, Dustin. It shows that he's coming
Hmm.
back from like a camp or summer camp or something like that. So yeah, sometimes has passed since season 2. And they kind of have like I don't know if you noticed it, but it had a scene where it felt kind of like Sandlot with the
Oh, yeah.
peppercorn scene where dude's like, the hot chick at the pool, which like
Hmm.
still like it plays off nostalgia, which I dig about it, and that's kind of one of the main things that I loved about the first Stranger Things season, was that it played a lot off of nostalgia, and and I'm also super excited about this new monster. I mean, and I don't know if no, it's not a spoiler because it's on the trailer, but it looks
Yeah,
like
it shows
it looks
its
like
new form.
the I forget the name of the mean dude, the new girl's brother. I forget his name, but it looks like he's gonna be turning into the new monster, which
Hmm.
looks
I didn't really catch that.
looks pretty gnarly. Because I mean, if you didn't catch it, there's a part in the trailer where he has a cut on his arm, and it looks like it's festering and it's alive and it's coming out of his
Hmm.
arm. So it kind of
Well,
plays with the idea that he might become the monster.
there were also three things I also caught on to that I thought may play into the storyline later on.
Hmm.
One of the first one was the girl lifeguard that you see passing at that like Sandlot scene you were talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, there's like a scene of her underwater, so I don't know what's gonna happen
Oh
there. It
yeah,
looked
dude.
like it was the Upside Down, but I'm not sure.
She's gonna eat it for sure. I mean, kind of looks like it. Like she's like a throwaway character. Like she's monster food.
And the other two were, last, I want to say last season, I think it was. Hopper and Dustin that got those spores shot at them,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
they talked about how like they like breathed it in.
Mhm.
I think the scene with Hopper was kind of like foreshadowing that something's gonna happen to him. So you never know. They might have something going on too, because that seems like they were trying to plant a seed for a plot point later on.
I hope so. But his scene looked kind of normal. He was just like sitting there at a restaurant waiting, smoking a cigarette.
You never know. He
Yeah, yeah,
might
yeah.
start
You never,
coughing, and then it
yeah,
turns into
yeah. You never know with
he's
Stranger Things.
a Left
I,
4 Dead cougher
I,
now.
I do hope they do take more risk and like go crazier on this one too.
Mm.
Um,
Because it's gonna turn into that whole Orange is the New Black and all these other things where it's like they can only wait so long to keep doing a show like this that's gonna take so long in between that
yeah,
they're
yeah,
just gonna need to start going for these heavy hitters.
yeah. I hope so. I hope so. Now let's go into things we didn't like about the trailer, I guess.
Ooh.
For me, it's the trailer itself was rock on solid. I think. I mean, everything I saw was exciting and like new, and I couldn't wait. I mean, they have like kind of like a Breakfast Club type feel because they were stuck in uh the mall. It looks like where Steve's working at now. Um,
Hmm.
oh, I hope that didn't. My computer just went off. I hope that didn't catch on. But uh, for the negative is they did something weird in season two where they kind of did like a side story where they went and Eleven traveled to find her lost sister or whatever. Now I don't know if that's gonna pay off here in season three because it does look like they're bringing in like a new assassin. I guess maybe to try to
Hmm.
catch Eleven or maybe to help Eleven. We don't know yet, but it's some dude with a gun and he looks very like professional and
Oh
like
yeah.
hunting somebody in a fun house or something like that. But yeah, the thing I didn't like about season two was that the whole side story. It was kind of boring. They kind of teased it too much, and then the payoff wasn't really much of a payoff because they split ways, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the only thing negative for season three is that I hope that I'm pretty sure they're gonna do a side story because that new assassin character looks like a side story. So I hope that that side story is more exciting and more payofful than season two
I
was.
yeah. Right now my hopes are that it's not gonna turn into a whole uh that quote like the coming of age for 11 turning into like a teenage girl.
Oh,
I hope they're not going to go down that.
you know it's
I, I
going to
I
be
know, but
because they're kind of setting it
I
up.
know, but it might take away from the all of the kick-assness
Yeah, but it
that
might
the first two
it
laid
might
out.
even be more kick-assness because she's older and more control of her powers, you know?
You never know, but I don't want there to be like
And then hormones.
she didn't kiss a boy on a date, and now for all she's so flustered she can't use her powers or something.
Or she's so flustered that she uses too much of her powers. You never know. Hormones plays a big
Mhm.
part in craziness in the head, and that's where her powers come from.
That that new monster is her when she is getting emotional.
Oh man, I don't know.
But yeah, I
That
mean,
time of the month type monster.
I,
Ooh.
I'm not gonna knock it. It might be good for the story, but I'm just saying, um, it was so long. I want this to be a jam-packed season, and I'm
Oh
not trying
yeah.
to knock anybody's like want in this season.
Mhm.
You know, it's just personal
Yeah.
expectations.
It's kind of weird also they're doing it now in summer because it's coming out I want to say next month, right? Oh
I
no,
think so,
no,
yeah.
June. I think it's June. I forget.
So like just a couple months from now.
Yeah, yeah. Summertime. Well, it's weird because
Hmm.
they bring it out on near Halloween. Kind of got used to that, but I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it is
Hmm.
um
Well,
third season and
it
everything.
the season does have more of like a Fourth of July summer feel to it, so maybe they're gonna go for putting it out at that specific time. Because I remember, wasn't last season's was like Halloween
Yep,
y?
yep. Yeah, their whole theme was Halloween, which like kind of went with the season of when the
Mhm.
time when it came out.
Stranger Things season 4 Christmas special.
I hope not. But with that, yeah, that okay, guys. So that was Stranger Things. Now the next two kind of go play hand in hand. because it has the same lead character, or not character but star, Keanu Reeves. This
Mhm.
one is not even really a trailer. It was kind of more of an announcement. So Keanu Reeves and his buddy, I forget his name, but they put out a video where they're standing in front of the Hollywood Bowl and they're announcing they're gonna start shooting Bill and Ted 3. What do you feel about that?
Mhm. Well, real quick, just so we can
Oh yeah,
pay him his
yeah,
dues.
yeah,
His
yeah.
name is Alex Winter.
Alex Winter. There you go. There you go. Yeah, yeah.
So Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves are coming out with a new movie, which I think is awesome, was fully
Oh yeah.
kickstarted from the fans,
Well,
just from the want.
because this movie has been in the rumors for, I want to say, a few years now. I
Hmm.
want to say like even before even before he did like John Wick. He Keanu Reeves had an interest in doing Bill and Ted 3.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if Alex Winter wanted to do it. I mean, I'm pretty sure he did too, but like something something about whoever owns the rights to Bill and Ted didn't wasn't ready, or didn't want to, or something. I forget, but so the team themselves wanted to do it,
Hmm.
and so
Yeah,
they were all in, but I don't
it was just
know.
the studios that weren't picking it up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now after John Wick, with Keanu having such a big name and everything like that, I think he has a bit more push now. So I kind of think that that's how he kind of pushed it and made it to where they greenlit the movie.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
Uh,
because I mean, the thing that I find interesting is that it's starting now, so I'm not sure how much of a head start they were able to get, but they
Right.
got pretty much 2 years to knock this thing out. So I want to see
Oh,
what's gonna happen.
oh yeah. So let's get into like kind of the. I mean, it's not even really a trailer, so we can't even really do like what we liked and what we didn't like. But let's go with like
Yeah, we could
what we like about the idea and what we don't like about that idea, I guess.
we could even kind of go into like what the expectation might be
Oh
because
yeah.
we've watched those movies numbers of times that I can't
Oh
even really
yeah.
count
It's
that
it's
high.
a staple in one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, it might not be number one, but it's up there in
Dude,
like top five.
it was the main reason why that the song "God Gave Rock and Roll to You" was stuck in my head for years. I could still, in the back of my mind, just go into the whole chorus, but I'm not gonna start singing for you guys. Not yet. Not until we get 100 subscribers.
Also, it is one of those movies where because the whole thing about movies is part two of a movie is never ever really as good as the first original movie.
Mm.
This series, I feel like part two, Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure, was like a top bit better than Excellent Adventure. So it's like it's one of those movies too, where like the second one was kind of better than the first one, which is rare in Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, because most of the time, once they go into the part where, they met the princesses, and they usually bring in the side people into the main story, it usually kind of like waters down the hypeness for it. But just the second movie was honestly, yeah, you're right. It was a little better. I mean, I'm
I
not gonna
mean,
knock the first one because they're
dude,
both awesome.
yeah, I mean the first one was cool, but I mean, come on, man. Part two, you had evil robot selves, you had Station, you had Death. I mean,
Mhm.
and that's one of the things, and I guess into my speculations, I hope they bring a couple or a few, if not all of those characters back.
Oh, I heard Death was coming back, so I'm excited for that.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah,
The only thing is you know for sure that Rufus isn't coming back because I mean, rest in peace.
yeah,
You-
yeah.
which
Rest in
is kind of
peace.
yeah, which is kind of sad. So I don't know how they're gonna do that. If they're gonna maybe use do a storyline to kind of put him out of the picture, or do kind of a reference to him, or a
Hmm.
homage, something. But I mean, yeah, they're gonna be missing that part of it. And another part is that they're old now, and as you can see by
Hmm.
the announcement footage, they look nothing like the young Bill and Ted that we remember.
It
So
it just looks like John Wick and his partner.
Yeah, John John Wick and his tech partner has come together to make a movie. Um,
John Wick and his accountant, the movie.
yeah. But I mean, it's gonna be interesting because I kind of want to see how they play that off, and I don't even know if they
Hmm.
have. They, I mean, I'm for sure. We for sure know they don't have a Disney Marvel budget, so they can't do
No.
that age restoring technology that they did for Captain Marvel, where they made Nick Fury look young. You know,
Hmm.
so I'm pretty
That's
sure they're not gonna do that.
yeah. That's why I kind of gave up thoughts of if this movie was going to be a thing, Rufus was going to be CG'd in,
Yeah, yeah,
kind of like they did with Carrie Fisher. But still, I hope that they play on the whole oldness because I remember they already brought in their older versions of themselves in
yep.
what season movie 2 where they came back as like rock gods.
Hmm. Yeah, with the beards and
So
everything like that.
yeah, they have like an expectation of where they're gonna go. So I want to know what's gonna happen
Yeah,
between that.
and that's the other thing too. Like, how much continuity is there? Because at the end
Hmm.
of Bogus Adventure, they did come out with beards and they did come out with babies. Like, are
Yeah,
they gonna play off the
they
part that
got
they have
kids.
kids? You know,
Hmm.
or are they just gonna continue from the end of Bogus Adventure before their future self comes out? And but then like a few years later, like, oh, not few, but much more years later,
Hmm.
and they're old now and they're still trying to save the world with rock and roll.
Uh, I'm I'm gonna put my hat into the ring and say maybe I want to say they're not going to, but it would be freaking awesome if they just because they only have 2 years, they just completely halfway through making an awesome movie, they cut the
Hmm.
budget and just turn it into everybody dies and he just becomes John Wick.
I doubt that. I mean, because
Or just all
in the announcement, he does look like he does
he does have the
straight,
hair,
yeah, he does straight up like he just came off of a John Wick shoot, but I don't think
but
they're gonna go that way.
if he I'm not sure if they finished it yet, but if they've already finished, which it seems like it has, John Wick 3,
Hmm.
then he could just completely cut all that off if he wants to.
Yeah, it's true. And then the other part too is the main prevalent thing that's in both Excellent Adventure and Bogus Adventure is the phone booth. I
Yeah.
mean, if they're gonna do it like it's now, like there's no phone, no one uses the phone booth anymore. I mean, are they gonna go straight to cell phone, like time travel with cell phones?
They have to like they have to
Like,
go to a
you know,
dumpster
and
just to
that's,
like
I guess that kind of plays into like the excitement of it too. Is what are they gonna do with all these
Mhm.
new things? Like, like no phone booths, not having Carlin for Rufus and stuff like that. Like, it kind of makes me excited to like, oh, like I want to see what they do. And since both
Oh yeah.
Excellent Adventure and Bogus Adventure was so good, like, this one has to be dope too. I think. I mean, it should be. And
Oh yeah. No, I mean like they have such they it seems like they have a very what's the word? They're very confident with what's going to happen with the movie because both of them together it seemed like they even had a scripted announcement for this. So I think I have my fingers crossed that somebody already had like a script ready
Oh,
and they were just waiting for the
yeah.
moment.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, because the announcement was that they're starting to shoot, so they have to
Mhm.
have. I'm pretty sure they have to have a script ready already. I mean,
Yeah, I was just hoping it wasn't like rushed. It was like
oh
some
yeah.
perfected thing that they've had ready for
Hmm.
these like 10 something years.
I'm pretty sure because if the rumors were true and that Keanu and Alex did wanted to do the movie, like a few years ago, I'm pretty sure they had like a script in hand and they've been just fine tuning it until now.
They probably wouldn't even have said yes had they not known
Right,
already what
right,
the movie was going to be
exactly.
like.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But okay,
I'm gonna It's gonna
go
be
ahead.
hilarious just real quick. It's gonna be hilarious if they've already filmed it and they're just gonna put out a movie that they've already done. I was just gonna say that'd be funny.
Like back when they were young. I mean,
Yeah.
that'd be a
So,
total surprise.
so no need for CG. It was
Right.
already
Yeah.
like everything. And they're just filming like 2 or 3 scenes for the last bit.
Right. I don't know I don't know if they were that smart to think that far ahead. You never know though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You never
But
know.
yeah,
John Wick can do
got
some crazy thing.
got me excited. And with John Wick said, that's gonna bring us into our third and final review of the day. John Wick 3. Have you like? I'm pretty sure you've seen both, right? I mean, I watched
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
Both rocked. I mean,
Hmm.
they were gnarly, crazy. The second one had a few storyline hiccups, but it didn't bother me at all because like I mean, it if you like part one and you went to part two, they're both pretty good.
Hmm. Oh, definitely. And the tension, movie one out of the gate was just tension and action.
Oh yeah,
Two just laid it on heavier.
and if you didn't like part one, then you hate dogs. Put it
Hmm.
out there. If you didn't like part one, you hate dogs. But yeah,
Yeah, it. You didn't even know that dog for more than 4 minutes. You already wanted to kill them right away. If not, you got something wrong with you.
well, it's not even like that. It's not even that it's a dog. I think it's more of the meaning behind the dog is what was
Hmm.
important. But let's get into
Oh, so
let's get into this trailer though.
mm,
Let's go to what we liked about it. It was for a trailer. It was action packed, and
oh
it
yeah,
gave you enough. It gave you enough story to know like what they're doing about it. And then if you saw part two, you kind of know where they're going with it. Spoiler alert: John Wick is excommunicado from the assassination like world. He like the world of assassinators. He's basically
mhm.
he has a green light and a bounty on his head and a very big bounty to where you think all the assassins of the world was gonna basically just pick up that bounty and go after him.
I
Now,
think in the trailer they actually said the amount. I think it was like
did they? I don't
$12
know.
million bounty on him. I
Really?
think.
Because that
Yeah,
doesn't sound
they said it in the trailer.
that doesn't
Let me
sound like
see.
it doesn't sound big enough for you know. You think it'd be like 100 million or something like that, but you never know.
Uh,
Maybe assassins are frugal and that's
wow, yeah. Uh, $14 million price tag on his head.
wow. That seems a
Hmm.
bit low, but
It
yeah,
does, doesn't it? With all
like
that like gold everybody's packing, all those
right.
coins.
But I guess that's enough for the world of assassinators, you know, like 14
I mean,
million
enough
is
for
big
like.
enough.
I'm sure there's like a good handful that are like, this is beneath me.
And also maybe it's more it's not even the money really, it's more of that John Wick himself is such
The
a
title,
yeah, it's
yeah.
such a legend. So like if you get the chance to kill John Wick and you're the one to kill John Wick, then you're basically the new boogeyman and you're top of the line. You know, maybe it's the title that
Everybody,
they want.
everybody. It's not even the title. Everybody just wants to skin his head and get that awesome wig.
But yeah, I mean, and then so in the trailer, it shows a couple new friends of his. One is an old
Hmm.
lady who kind of makes fun of him, and then one is Holly Berry, which has which she has dogs of her own too, and you can see them in
Hmm.
action also in the trailer. I really don't know about the Holly Bailey. I can't even say her name right. No, I
She's
don't.
getting you that
I,
flustered.
nah, uh, I really don't know about the Holly Berry character. I don't even know if they even
Hol-
need. I don't even know if they even need her. Um, but I mean, you know, we gotta wait and see the movie first for me to even
I mean,
judge.
I,
But
I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna hinder it at all. I think she'll be like a
mhm,
nice addition. I don't think she's gonna be like a major plot point. She may just be one of those like kind faces
right, right.
because if this
He
is
yeah,
where it's going,
because
then
he's gonna need
this may be the
somebody.
last one.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna need
So
somebody.
they're trying to sprinkle it with a couple things. Which, speaking of people and friends,
Hmm.
I'm not sure if you caught this, but there was a quick scene of my boy Mark DeCoscos.
What? Which thing was that?
Mark DeCoscos, you don't know him? He is he's one of my favorite like hidden actors. He's really, you'll know him once you look up his name, but once I tell you this, you'll already know who it is. He's the host of the American Iron Chef, the one that goes à la cuisine.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, yeah, he's kind of like his the one of the main bad guys that he goes against.
Mm. I'm glad
Well,
to see him in
well
this one. I
here
thought he.
I mean, you might be excited about that, but here's my thing about it. A,
Mhm.
a lot of the movies that he shows up in, um, I don't know. Like they're mostly B-rated movies that he plays in. But I mean, this
You
is
never know. This could be his shining. This could be like
right. You never know. Hopefully,
the diamond in the
I
rough.
mean, because John Wick's already kind of like set and it has a name for itself already. So just adding him
Hmm.
into it. I mean, I'll give him that he has very good choreo moves because
Hmm.
he's done like behind the scenes choreography for a lot of like action movies here in America, and he does a good job at it. But it's just the movies that he gets hired to play. Um, most of them are just B-rated movies. But I mean, this one's already up there in A-list, so he might be a good addition.
Hmm.
What has me more excited is this, and I don't know how big of a role she's gonna play, but I mean, she's in a big part of the trailer. Is this new Asian chick? She's like a psycho ninja girl that goes after John Wick. I mean, it seems like she's gonna be the main big, but it's a trailer. They might have done a hat trick and make her look like the next big villain, but but she looks pretty dope
That could.
too.
That's because you never know. He could just be like one of those guys that was one of his enemies, and then all of a sudden he's like his go-to for an informant.
Could be, because I mean,
Because
like
it
in
seems like they could go pretty much anywhere with this one.
yeah, because in trailer number two, it showed a couple of characters, and you think that that's gonna be like the main character or whatever, but then once we saw the movie, like he takes them out in like a couple minutes, and they're dead
Hmm.
already, So you never
Oh,
know.
speaking of that, I hope. I know it's annoying to most people, but I hope they sprinkle in that stupid killing a bunch of people at the bar with the pencil thing all over again. Because it's already been in both of them. It's already been explained super lengthy.
Oh yeah,
You gotta throw it in for the third time, or else it's just kind of like a running gag.
yeah.
You gotta throw it in.
All right. Um, so now let's go into like what we didn't like about the trailer, I guess. And
Hmm.
I'll start it off with the one thing I didn't like about two was they kind of and it kind of they kind of trashed it, pretty quickly towards the end, but they almost kind of tried to push a love story between um the one of the girl characters that he is hired to basically assassinate, I guess.
Hmm.
And they kind of tried to push that. I don't even know if they tried to push it because I mean they did like kind of trash that idea towards the end of it, but it felt like they were trying to write it in, and that's kind of one of the things that kind of brought part two down from part one. Because part one they didn't even need any of that because it was kind of put in that he loved his wife in the beginning of the movie, and then they just moved on to straight action, you know.
Hmm.
So like,
That
and
yeah, I will admit that I agree with you there. That all those little tiny side stories that they're trying to bring in just for substance is kind of unneeded. Like
yeah,
it seems like it was just a saving grace for them that they didn't even need.
yeah. I mean, I feel like they should just follow the formula of part one. It's just, set up the story in the beginning and just go full throttle.
Hmm.
And that's because that's what
They,
made John Wick. It was just like you had the storyline in the beginning, you knew what was gonna happen,
mhm.
you knew everything, and then they just full throttle with just straight action all the way till the end.
They could have gone completely 007 with this, where there's a formula, he sticks to it, and it's still gold every single time.
Oh yeah.
Um, but this extra stuff where he had this ulterior motive at the beginning of the first movie where he wants his revenge for the things that just happened to him. But
Hmm.
now that you're bringing in random guys that are just here to screw him over, girls who we never even knew about when we personally are still getting over his wife and dog. I'm glad that there's a new dog.
Yeah, yeah. And he gets he
Just
gets he gets some action on this one too. It
mhm.
shows in the trailer.
He
It's pretty tight.
better not die.
But
He
yeah, like
better
like
not die.
like unnecessary story. Like they just don't need it. Just just
It's
cut it out.
unneeded.
Either that
Yeah.
or do that whole part in the beginning like they did with part one, and then just
Mhm.
leave the rest of the movie just him surviving and winning, or him surviving or not him fighting and then dying at the end. Because they could go either way. I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
supposed to be the last one of the trilogy, So it could end up him dying, and someone picks up, the new title of the Boogeyman.
Hmm. The dog becomes the new greatest agent.
Well, he's not really agent, assassin.
Oh yeah, assassin. I still
Yeah.
got my mind to 007. I love that shit.
Yeah, because I mean, this is the world of assassins. Like they're
Hmm.
all murderers and killers, and they're all good at what they do. So
Just
which
just
go ahead.
I was gonna say, just quick side note for anybody listening. This is what an Assassin's Creed game needs to be made on. Not all that old history shit. You did that like 20 times already. Make a modern day Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah,
You will
dude,
make bank.
that would be dope.
Hmm.
A modern day
You could,
Assassin's Creed.
oh yeah, you could keep all the hidden knives. Just think if it was Grand Theft Auto and like what's that game? Dogs. It's like you're a hacker.
Mm. Oh shoot,
Either way, just
yeah, I kind of know
yeah.
what you're talking about. I don't remember the name though.
But just think of open world and then just bring in some of the. If you had, you could still throw money and people would run for it. You could still just think
Basically,
GTA.
John Wick, but
Yeah,
video game. Yeah.
John Wick version of a GTA version of God, I
Oh
can't even
yeah.
think of that other game that where he's an assassin. But still, like this would be awesome.
Hitman.
Just the idea.
Like
Hitman, yeah.
yeah, Hitman meets John Wick. Yeah, yeah, same thing.
Hitman is almost there, but it needs to be more open world. But this
Hmm.
is the thing I'm talking about. It has a formula. People love the movies for what they are. You adding a bunch of extra things, hoping that this movie's going to be different. People are going for what they like in John Wick, not, oh, what new story is going to happen this week.
Yeah, yeah. No, I dig it.
There's a formula. Hmm.
Hmm. I mean, like,
I
yeah,
like how I like how I jumped from what was good straight into what was bad.
the, but yeah, dude, like, cause part one was just so dope, and it's the 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 way they had it just works. And part two, it was kind of there, but I felt like they just added too much extra stuff into it.
Yeah, it's too much
They didn't, they,
extra fluff that nobody
yeah,
asked for.
yeah, they didn't need extra lettuce. Take it out. Just
Mm.
give me the meat and potatoes. But yeah, um, and with that said, guys, that's what we have. That is it for the show. Once again, I want to remind everybody our social media is going to be down below. Go find us, give us a like, give us a follow, give us a thumbs up. Leave comments if you want. Leave subjects for our podcast if you would like. If you want, have something that you want us to talk about, or even leave us a movie trailer for us to check out, or even a movie if you guys want us to do a review on it. And with that said, Alex, do you have any closing
Mhm.
words?
Yeah, I mean, give us some ideas. I actually am going to take this time to bring up an idea. Wanted to get what you think. We could even sometimes see if there's any good indie movies that we know are hidden gems and a lot of people love them. We could even do some commentaries just to bring it to light
Oh
and,
yeah, that'd be dope.
just watch it and do that kind of stuff. But yeah, um, just give us some ideas what's going on. If you guys want us to watch any trailers, like he said, it's just to let you guys know, based on the show, there are some times when there are no new trailers coming out, and there are some where there's a lot. So just know that it may be a fluctuating show, but we're going to
Oh
try our
yeah.
best to get everything done as soon as things come out.
Well, with that note, if there isn't any good trailers out that we want to review or anything like that, I might just come up with a just a brand new type of show, and we're just gonna put that in the middle of the week. You never know.
Yep.
And
I mean,
also, oh, go ahead.
oh, I was going to say, because I mean, we're always trying to come up with new ideas, new shows, just putting into concept. It's just based on what you guys want to see, and we're always open to new ideas.
Yep, exactly. And also on that note, and this is going to be one of my short subjects on the next podcast, so get ready for that. There is a new Netflix kind of anthology show called Love, Death, and Robots. It's a little bit adult, so for all you kids out there, get your parents'
Yeah,
permission.
to all the one kid who accidentally clicks on our link, don't
But like,
watch it.
yeah, don't. I mean, get your parents' permission if you do want to watch it. But I suggest you don't watch it. It's more of an adult, the kind of like it's an NC. Basically, think Adult Swim, an NC-17 Adult Swim. But I loved it. I'm gonna get more in depth, and talk more about it on our next podcast coming up next week.
Hmm.
And with that said,
And
oh, go ahead. You
yep,
have anything else?
I was just gonna say, and just be ready because new One Punch Man. Get ready for that content.
Oh my God. And
But yeah,
Mob Psycho 100. Yeah, Mob Psycho also
mhm,
got greenlit for a second season too, which I'm pretty pumped up about.
mhm. And also I'm just catching up on My Hero Academia because I haven't watched it, but I guess it's good enough to watch. So
Oh hell
the
yeah!
first episode that the first episode I watched was pretty good. So you never know, I might do like
Are you are,
a
are you
review as I go along.
are you starting off straight from season one?
Nope.
What are you
But I'm
watching?
going to. I just
Oh my
I watched like an episode on TV randomly, and then I was
Oh
like,
my
okay, I'll start
God,
from the beginning.
dude.
It was
Okay.
on. It was on.
All right, all right, all right. With that said, guys, we'll see you next time. Laters.
Bye bye.